YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy and Happy New Year! I'm filming this on New Year's Day. I meant to film it yesterday on New Year's Eve, but the day got away from me and friends and family took precedence over filming. I wanted to make this sort of 2021 recap video because I've never done it before, and I think it's good to see where you started at the beginning of the year and where you've ended. I think because we just live day to day, we lose perspective on how much we've changed, how much we've grown and gone through. It sort of just gets muddled at the end of the year. So I really wanted to take time to remember where I started at the beginning of the year and talk about plans I have for this new year. Make sure to stay to the end because I have a giveaway that I'm going to be announcing, and I will show you everything that's going to be included in the giveaway. You're not going to want to miss that, so stick to the end. At the beginning of last year, I was in a job that I absolutely hated, so much so that I was breaking out in terrible acne. I was not sleeping well. I was stressed all the time. I was gaining weight because I was stress eating. It was a really toxic job environment, and I would come home crying all the time because I was just so over it, but I couldn't quit until I had a new job. And I was constantly praying, God, please get me out of this job. Get me a new job that I actually enjoy and am not stressed at. Funnily enough, the timing was perfect. One of the parents that had a child in my class a couple years back contacted me out of the blue and said, hey, we're looking for a nanny. Would you be interested? It was the perfect timing, so I said yes, and I've been at that job ever since, and it's been a dream come true. It's so good. I have such a good relationship with my boss. I have such a great rapport with the kiddos that I've watched. It's a stressful job because it's watching children, but it's not toxic stress. It's normal stress. It's like the stress of being a mom, except that I get to go home and have a good night's sleep and leave the kids behind. We also started the year off with a lot of uncertainty, a lot of slight panic over what was gonna happen with the state of the world. And I don't think we think about it all that much when we're going through it, but that was a historical event. That was kind of like a Y2K situation where you don't realize that what you're going through is gonna probably be in the history books someday. Your kids are gonna read about what you went through. So on that side of things, it's pretty cool to say, I lived through a historical event. Probably one of the only positive things we can say about it. However, I think that it helped the world remember how to slow down. We live in such a rush, busy society where saying that we're overwhelmed and busy is an accolade. It's something to be proud of, and I've never understood that. Parents are spending less time with their children. They're spending less time at home. They're spending less time cooking, so they're picking up unhealthy food to bring home. So health is declining. Quality care for children is declining because they're being raised by daycares and not parents. And I've always been of the opinion that, yeah, money's great, but if you don't have a quality life to go with it, if you don't have time to sit and enjoy what you've earned, what's the point of having money? I'm actually grateful for what happened at the beginning of the year because it helped the world slow down and remember to take stock of what's really important. And it was one of the things that got me out of a really toxic job, and I will always be thankful for that. This was the year that I found out I was pre-diabetic and had to alter my health a lot. And I've not been great this Christmas season, I will admit. But I'm human, and that's what New Year's resolutions are for, right? But honestly, even before New Year's, I have already mentally prepared myself for trying to do a couple alterations to how I eat and how I approach food. Not for any vain reason, but simply for health reasons. I'm not healthy. I feel about 80 years old, and that's not normal when you're 32. I can just see the signs. I can see how it's time. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is called intermittent fasting. I'm not going to be doing it in an unhealthy way. I know people who have done it and done it healthy and done it successfully, and have had great success doing it. And so I've already started easing into that. 2021 has been the year of some really cool accomplishments. I added a day to my upload schedule, so now I'm posting 2 videos a week, which I had never done before. I'll have to look up the stats and put them on the screen for you, but I know I've made a major jump in subscribers, which was always my goal, especially with adding that extra upload day. Because my job isn't full-time, it's actually given me the freedom to really pour into my YouTube channel in a way I've never been able to do before. So I really wanted to take advantage of that and see what I could accomplish while I have this current job. My goal is still to get monetized, which means I would need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which is actually why I did Vlogmas in a new way this year. I took on the challenge of doing 3 uploads every week for the month of December, which I will say was a challenge for me. I don't know how people do daily uploads, which I don't think I could do because I love filming a lot. And I like setting the scene, and I like feeling like there's a story, and if I'm just trying to check off the box of uploading, I'm not sure I would like it very much. So I'm very happy with how I did Vlogmas this year. And speaking of YouTube, I made my first YouTube friend. I technically already have a YouTube friend, my friend Amanda from the This Fantastic Life YouTube channel, but she was a friend first and a YouTuber second. In this case, I met my friend Allie Lee on the internet. We met through this common interest. We just clicked instantly and became really fast friends. That's been exciting to experience and have someone who you can talk about YouTube stuff with and they get it. I think most of my friends tolerate my YouTube stuff, but they don't really get it. They appreciate that it's a hobby, they appreciate that I love it, but they don't get it on a level that another YouTuber would. That's not the only reason I'm grateful for Allie's friendship, but that's been a big encouragement to have somebody who you can sort of do the thing alongside. This is also one of the first years where I haven't lost any friends. In past years, there have definitely been friendships that have fizzled out. I don't regret any of the friendships, but I do think they fizzled out for a reason. And I think that's normal to an extent. You both grow, and you either grow together or you grow apart, and some friendships grew apart. But this year, it's been really exciting to see how the friendships that I've had over the past few years, or even longer with some of my friends, have stayed and grown and become really sweet relationships, like a sisterhood almost. That's been really wonderful, and I remember praying for something like that when I was younger in school, and I didn't really have very many friends. Oh, if little Cassie could see now the kind of friendships I've been able to make, the kind of people that God's brought into my life, she'd be blown away. That's fun to think about. Another thing that happened this year is in regards to my book. A lot of you have watched me hole up in a coffee shop most of the time with my friend Nicole and work on cutting down my book. It's a beast because I've written it and rewritten it over the course of 10 plus years. I originally wrote the very first draft of the story, which is nothing at all like the current version of the story, when I was 19. There's a whole story of how my book got created in the first place, which I'll definitely tell you in a future video. I'll save that story for when my book is actually published, but I was 19 when I first wrote my book. The very beginnings of the book, the characters were just starting to develop. Over the course of a decade, I've turned it into a full-fledged novel. The only issue is that the word count is slightly too much, and when I say slightly, I mean a lot. So my goal this year was to cut down the word count, and I did that. Still got a lot more to cut, but I'm really proud of what I was able to accomplish. How I was able to prioritize something that I could have just chalked up to a hobby and left it alone, but made it into something that I could actually put out into the world someday, that I could maybe earn revenue from someday. Speaking of revenue, that's another thing that happened. This year I opened my first online shop. It's called Sable Rose Shop. It's linked down below in the description box for you. I have always been a lover of thrifting. I've always been fascinated with old things and antiques and items that have a story behind them. If it's any indication, I used to watch this show called If Walls Could Talk, and it showcased these old houses that had secrets hidden in the walls, and I have always found that kind of stuff fascinating. But there's only so many things you can thrift for your own home before you start getting overrun with stuff. So as a compromise, I decided to start thrifting things that I would gladly put in my own home, but sell to you. That's been a really exciting side project that I've really poured a lot of thought and time into, and I'm hoping to extend that to fairs and shows and festivals where you have your own booth and you sell things. That's one of those dreams I'd like to accomplish in the new year. I did want there to be a Q&A portion of this video, so I asked you to send in your questions, and a few of you did. So I wanted to address those because they actually tie into my plans for the new year. So Weekend at Carrie's, another friend I've made over the internet, asks, what are the changes you plan to implement in your channel in 2022? That's a really good question, and one that I'm still fleshing out but have put a lot of thought into at the same time. I want to stick to the 2 days a week upload time, and I want to really hone in on the niche that I've been building. So I'm a vlogger first and foremost with an undercurrent of thrifting. I think the reason it's taken me so long to grow my channel truly is because I've changed my niche about 3 or 4 times in the space of a few years. If you have not been following me since the beginning, let me give you a really quick rundown of the evolution of my channel. I started my YouTube channel when I was in an artist development program in Nashville for music. I was a singer-songwriter. That's still something so special to me, but at the time, that was what my YouTube channel was focused on. Then when I stepped away from music, I started focusing more on makeup videos and beauty things because at the time I was wearing tons of makeup and loved it. I didn't realize how boring that could get really quickly. There was only so many eye looks I could do before I got kind of bored, and my skin started really getting bad, not just because I was wearing tons of makeup, but because of the toxic job I was in. So I started wearing a lot less makeup, and that's not good when you have a makeup centered channel. So after I stepped away from makeup, I started really doing vlogging, but vlogging is a bit too broad of a niche for the algorithm to know what to do with you. So then I realized that I was going thrifting a lot and enjoying it immensely. When I figured out that I loved thrifting and was not going to tire of it anytime soon, I decided to steer my channel in that direction. All that to say, that's the plan I have for my channel in 2022. It will be vlogs with an undercurrent of thrifting. The thrifting aspect will cover a broad range of subjects, so there will always be something interesting to watch, something different to see every time, and I'm really excited about some future things regarding that. Coming up in the new year, Corner of Sunshine Co. asks, what's your plan for traveling and discovering more about yourself / who God is shaping you into? I love that question. As far as traveling goes, I actually have a trip planned in the springtime with my friend Allie. We have very similar interests, and when I told her that I had never been to the Biltmore estate, she was like, we have to go. So we are planning on taking a YouTube girl trip to the Biltmore estate, and I'm so excited. I love traveling. Ever since I went to Ireland about 5 years back, I've been bitten by the travel bug. I just haven't had the finances to allow myself to go traveling more. But that's something I'd really love to do more of as finances allow. Travel the world, to see new things, to experience different parts of the world, and to make amazing memories with people I care about. So that's one thing we are planning in the spring. I don't have any trips planned beyond that, but we'll see. As for discovering more about myself and who God is shaping me to be, I definitely think this new year will be a big test. This last year, I definitely felt a few growing pains character-wise. Not comfortable ones either, but I can definitely see how God is poking and prodding at those things where I'm lacking, bringing them to the surface when I don't want them to come to the surface. Like, for instance, trust in God, having faith in the things I cannot see or control has been a huge one. I'm not a control freak by any means, but I don't like unknowns, if that makes sense. I don't like being in between jobs and having zero idea of where my next paycheck's coming from. I don't like the unknowns of how a certain situation is gonna play out. Those external things that you can't control. That's where I struggle a lot in trust. For example, finding my future husband. I have zero control over that. And trusting God's timing. Trusting that God has my guy picked out. Trusting in that timing is really difficult sometimes. But a friend once told me this bit of advice that I've never forgotten and found really encouraging, is that the fact that you haven't met Mr. Right doesn't automatically mean it's necessarily your fault. It could be that you're not ready, or that he's not ready, or both. And God obviously knows that, so he hasn't let you meet yet. Because if you meet at the wrong time, you wouldn't click in the same way. I have a cousin who full out said, if I had met my husband when we were in high school, we wouldn't have ever gone out. So there is some truth to timing has to be perfect, and trusting in God's timing has been a big character growing process for me. So I think there will be more opportunities for that kind of growth in the new year, with having to find a new job come the fall. My current job will be ending then, and I will have to find a new job, and that's terrifying. A lot of trusting God, a lot of having faith in the things I can't control, and trusting that God's got it, and that I don't need to be in control because he is. That's probably the main growth point I have experienced and have a pretty good idea I'm going to experience more of in 2022. Someone else, I can't pronounce their name, so I'll just put it on the screen, asks, what is your favorite thrift find? Hands down, my Mr. Peanut M&M jar. It's not the most wow item I've ever found, but it's the most special to me because, okay, I follow this lovely YouTuber named J.m Berry. She has a vlog channel, she has a main channel where she does DIYs and goes thrifting, and it's just so much fun to watch. She's currently renovating a 100-year-old house and therefore has a lot of opportunities to go thrifting, which makes me very happy. And one of the things she thrifted was a Mr. Peanut M&M jar. I had just watched her vlog not even 2 days before going out and thrifting with my friend Ashley. Was walking down one of the Goodwill aisles and just happened to look at the top shelf, and there it was, J.m Berry's Mr. Peanut M&M jar. The exact same thing. I have never grabbed something so fast off a shelf in my life. I was like, Ashley, look, it's the Mr. Peanut M&M jar, and she's looking at me like, what? Having zero clue what I'm talking about. I probably looked like an insane person. And then trying to explain it and having it sound as cool as it actually was, it just sort of lost something by the end of it. But the reason it's my favorite is because had I not watched her vlog, had I not been following her, had I not gone thrifting that day and happened to look up, I would never have seen it, would never have bought it, and would never have had the story that goes behind it. So it was a lot of perfect timing situations where things had to happen in a certain order or they wouldn't have happened at all. And so that's why it's my favorite, because it's the same M&M jar as J.m Berry. This next question has nothing to do with the new year, but it is a very fun question, so I'm gonna answer it. What is a Harry Potter character you most relate to? Oh no. I don't know. If it was a question about friends, I could easily tell you. I think I'd have to say Ginny. The way she acted around Harry when she was very much in crush with him is very on par with how I would have acted around people I'm in crush with. Forget how to speak, forget how to function, that kind of thing. I'm much better now as a grown adult, but back then I had no game. None. I really don't have any game now, but at least now I can formulate a sentence that makes sense and maybe even has a little bit of sarcasm and wit to it when I talk to someone I'm in crush with. Her stubbornness, her willingness to protect her friends and to stand up for what's right, to take no crap from anyone, that's very much me. I really feel like I can identify with Ginny. I think we would make pretty decent friends if we ever met in real life. Despite the opinion of almost everyone else, 2021 was not the worst year in the world for me. It actually gave me a lot of happiness and a lot of joy. It gave me the slowdown I needed after pouring myself into a 5-year job that only took and never gave. It gave me new friendships, maintained old ones, allowed me the time I didn't have before to prioritize side projects, dreams I never had the opportunity to really pursue with any kind of regularity before. I know a lot of people are more than happy to see this year go, but honestly, 2021 gave me a lot of wonderful things, and I just can't look back on it with any kind of regret because honestly, there was very little to regret. 2021 gave me time and growth and the ability to express myself creatively through the channel, through my book. Honestly, we can all say 2022 is going to be great because it can't be worse than last year, but truly, it's what you make it. You have the choice when you wake up in the morning what kind of day you're gonna have, what kind of attitude you're going to face the day with. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to what happens to you. And I think that's why 2021 was such a great year for me, because I didn't see the bad, I saw the good. I think that's also why 2022 is gonna be even better. Basically, I just wanted to make this video for myself to look back on, to be able to say, wow, look at where you were then, look at where you are now. Maybe 5-10 years from now, I'll have 1 million subscribers on YouTube and be making and have financial freedom due to that, which I've never had before. And I'll be able to look back on this video and say, if you only knew, just you wait. I encourage you to make your own kind of year recap, even if you don't post it anywhere, just for yourself, because I think a lot of times we forget all the things that have happened to us in a year, the good and the bad, and how we've grown from it. We forget how far we've come, don't realize how much we have to be grateful for. So that's my 2021 and my plans for 2022. For everyone who has been patiently waiting, now is the time to announce the giveaway and everything that's included. So I will let giveaway Cassandra take it over from here. This is the giveaway portion you all have been waiting for. I have sourced all of these items personally and tried to pick things that would go with anyone's style, tried to keep everything neutral. Some of this is thrifted, some of this is sourced from other places, but all of it is something I would personally love to receive as a giveaway winner. Before I show you any of the items, there are 2 things you need to know about this giveaway. First is that not very many people follow me, which is a good thing for you because it means you have a higher percentage of winning the giveaway if you enter. The second thing you need to know is how to enter. I'll have a giveaway post on my Instagram. It'll be very clear, it'll say giveaway. And then as you slide through the pictures, you'll be able to see the individual items and know exactly what you're getting. My Instagram handle is CassJoyOfficial. I'll have it spelled out right here so there's no confusion. I'm the kind of person that cannot stand when a giveaway requires you to do 10 million things in order to enter. We're not doing that. You just have to do 3 things. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and comment on the giveaway post a friend or 2 who you think would also like to enter or might enjoy my content that I create. Now for the actual items you'll be receiving. It's been a while since I've sourced all these items, so I kind of forget what I've purchased. Ooh, but I'm quickly remembering. All of these items, by the way, will be bubble wrapped within 1 inch of its life, just so you know. There are 8 items total in this giveaway, and I'm gonna run you through each one, why I picked them, and why I think you'll like it. So the first one I picked up was this really beautiful double wall vacuum sealed water bottle. I love these. I carry them around with me all the time, not just for water, but I've put tea in here before. I've put my cold brew protein shake in here before. It's the perfect size, not too big, not too small. It fits into a handbag easily, seals really well, and keeps things hot or cold depending on the beverage you're carrying with you. I picked this one out because I thought the colors were gorgeous. I was very tempted to keep this, but I didn't. I restrained myself. I held it back for you. So this will be included in the giveaway. The next item is a thrifted piece I found at a local Goodwill near me. I picked this purely for the design on the cup. I always describe my town as Stars Hollow or straight out of a Hallmark movie, and this is exactly what my town looks like. If you walk down the square and look at all of the shops lined up together, that's what this looks like. And so I thought I would include this in the giveaway so you have a piece of my charming hometown that I talk about all the time, and thought it might make you feel like you were here with me. If you know me at all, you know that I am a sucker for candles. I absolutely love them. So this giveaway I knew would not be complete if I didn't include a candle. This is a Chesapeake Bay rosewater scented candle. Oh my word, it smells so good. So good. This would be perfect to light while you're having a bath and make you feel like you're at a spa. I love anything rose, and I feel like that's a very enjoyable scent no matter who you are, so this will be going in the giveaway as well. The next item I also had to restrain myself to not keep because it was so cute. I love anything to do with the night sky, with stars, all of that stuff. So when I saw this, I knew this had to be included. It's so pretty. It's got that slightly gold tint to it, so I felt like it would go with anyone's decor. And on this side, it has a spot for a little candle to go inside. So if you were to light this with all the lights off, the stars would shine everywhere, and I just thought this was so cool. Such a nice piece to go in anybody's home, especially if you're wanting a cozy fairy lights kind of atmosphere. Speaking of fairies, I had to include one of my favorite stories in this giveaway. I know not all of you are avid readers, but I feel like this story could be enjoyed by anyone. And if you have children, it's the perfect story to read out loud to your kids. It is none other than Peter Pan by J.m Berry. Loved it ever since I was a kid. I've read the book, I've watched the movies, grown up with this story, and no word of a lie, I believed in Peter Pan's existence so thoroughly that I would leave my bedroom window open at night so that he could fly in and take me to Neverland until my mom figured out what I was doing. So don't do that. To go along with the book, I am including a really cool double-sided Peter Pan themed bookmark. This side says, "Oh, how lovely to fly," which is a quote from the book. And on the other side, it has little Tinkerbell feet flying over Neverland. And I just think it's so cute. I thought these made the perfect pair, and I hope whoever wins this will find it as magical a story as I did. So while I was out sourcing for this giveaway, I came across these two beautiful Christmas themed glasses. Now I know Christmas is over, but I felt like these were just so beautiful. I couldn't leave them behind. But the catch is I'm giving one to you, I'm keeping one for myself, and when we drink out of them, maybe it'll feel like we're having a seasonal drink together. The last item, I'm so excited. I really struggled over whether or not to keep this. Oh, it's so soft too. I found this beautiful cream and gold scarf. I mean, look how beautiful. Oh, it's just so soft, so lovely. I thought it was neutral enough that it would go with anybody's outfit. It has a little bit of sparkle to it, so it'll catch the light whenever you wear it. It's a scarf, so it's winter, but I liked that the design wasn't Christmassy in any way, just in case you live in a place where it's cold all the time, or you're wearing it in a time where it's not Christmas. I thought it would be suitable for a myriad of events. You could even go the Hallmark route and not wrap it around your neck at all, just have it dangling like an accessory and not a thing to keep you warm at all. If you've never noticed that about Hallmark movies, you're gonna notice now. Almost none of the scarves are actually wrapped around the person's neck. They're just draped fashionably on the person's shoulders. Once I noticed, I couldn't stop. Anyway, you get your own Hallmarky kind of scarf included in the giveaway. For my very first giveaway, I feel like this is a pretty substantial collection of goodies. Whoever wins, please make sure to let me know what you think of them. I would love a picture of you utilizing one or two of the items in some way. Just can't wait to announce the winner. So please make sure to go follow me on my Instagram, follow me on my YouTube channel, and make sure to comment on the Instagram giveaway post a friend or two who you think would either like my content or like to enter the giveaway as well. And because I have such a cozy community of people following me, that means you have a much higher chance of winning the giveaway. So you don't want to miss out. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope 2022 is off to a great start for you. I know it is for me, and I can't wait to see what this year holds. But whatever it is, we'll get through it together. Thank you all so much for being here and being part of this little online family. I am so grateful beyond words. Love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye.